I'm Heaven from Z1079, and I want to give you some amazing information. I want to give you a community resource. I want to give you a place to call when you need something, okay? Because we all need a little help every now and again. So I need for you to stay tuned as I give you more information on the Brenda Glass Multi-Purpose Trauma Center. And I am here with the lovely May Bennett. How are you?
Wonderful. I love your energy.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, May. So our goal for today is we just want to let the people know about the BGMTC, what they can get, what you all do, and you know how you got involved and what is your role. Yeah,
so I'm the operations manager.
Okay.
Which is a fancy title that just means that I oversee all the stuff.
Right? She's making sure everything is getting done.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And so I actually have been at the trauma center for just now 6 months.
Really?
So not even a very, very long time.
Okay.
But I've been doing this work over 2 decades.
Okay. So how did you get started during the work in general? Not just for the B. I got to get my letters right. The BGMTC.
You
but
can,
just how
you
did
can
you
say
start?
the trauma center.
We're going to do that.
Yeah. So, funny story, long ago, when I was a little baby, I had no idea what I was going to do. And I saw a flyer on the college campus that said they were looking for a volunteer at a domestic violence shelter.
Okay.
And I said, well, let me check that out.
Yeah.
And here I am,
Okay.
20 years later.
Okay. So how did you get involved with the trauma center specifically?
Yeah, so I had been working with victims of crime, all victims of crime,
Okay.
with a focus really on violence against women. And I was there for a long while, and I really started leaning into social justice.
Okay.
As a social worker, social justice is really the center of everything we do. And I was looking around me, and I noticed that Black and brown individuals weren't in spaces that really they needed to be in order to make things happen. And Brenda and I actually, Miss Brenda and I went to Ursuline College together.
Okay.
That's where we got our social work degree.
Okay.
Not yesterday. It was a while back. And so we had stayed in touch, and I knew that she was doing some work, grassroots work in the community.
Okay.
And as I got to know more about what was happening at the trauma center, I said, I got to be a part of this.
Okay.
And Miss Brenda and I made it happen.
Perfect. Can you tell us about the trauma center? What work you all provide? What services you all provide?
So it's so unique. When we talk about a multi-purpose trauma center, typically you're going to hear about the trauma centers that are in hospitals.
Yes.
Right? It's pretty unique to have one in the community. And the folks that work at the Brenda Glass Trauma Center, they are folks that have lived experience.
Okay.
Meaning they've experienced some kind of victimization themselves, and or they have ties to the community.
Okay.
So we provide service. I mean, we provide service to everybody.
Okay.
But we're very focused when we talk about Cleveland and focused on Black and brown bodied individuals.
Okay.
And those folks, their experiences with the system are so different than when we talk about folks from the majority.
Yes.
And the healing that folks in the Black community have is also very different.
Yes, it is.
And so the Brenda Glass Multi-Purpose Trauma Center, we really work from a place that understands those nuances. So we provide case management for victims of crime. We also provide therapy services. And we're very focused on mental health. And for so long, and for such valid reasons, therapy has been stigmatized in the Black community.
Yes, it has. I feel like when people bring up therapy, it's, oh, I don't want to go and tell people my business. I don't want them to think I'm crazy. I can do this on my own. I got this. I'm okay. And it is okay to express those things. You have to get that off your chest. You got to stop carrying it on your back, because I think for the Black and brown community, we often carry a lot of baggage that's not necessarily our own. So then when we start to go through things and we start to live our own life and have our own experiences, we kind of just bond everything together.
Absolutely. And so when we talk about, Kenneth Hardy talks about racism as trauma. And so when you layer that on top of any other type, poverty and crime and just all those other traumas, that is multi-layered.
Yes, it is.
And for such a long time, people have felt wary for all those reasons that you said to seek help.
Yes.
And there's a lot of misunderstanding. I've noticed a shift since COVID that people have become more open to mental health services, but that stigma still exists.
I agree with that. You also said something very important when you were talking about the people who work at the trauma center. You said that they are people who have experience around trauma, or they have very close ties to someone who has been in a traumatic situation in whatever capacity that may be. And I think that's very important. I think sometimes if you do go to a hospital and you are in their trauma program or whatever the case, they may be people who have the knowledge, they may have the degree or the license to help you, but they don't necessarily understand the other side of the spectrum because they've never been in that situation. It's very easy to tell somebody, oh yeah, just go here and do that and get help. But it's not. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. It's so funny. So that's actually one of the pieces that I hold dear to my heart.
Okay.
That the trauma center reflects the community and reflects the folks that we serve. Yeah. Right. And it's so funny because one of our staff who actually came through our program as a survivor, and she's now on our staff. Yeah, I know, right? And she's amazing. And she was telling me a story earlier about one of our current clients was saying, like, but you don't understand, what this is about. And she was like, actually, I do. Yeah. And let me tell you. And that changes the narrative.
They start looking at you like, oh, wow, you do understand. You know exactly what I'm going through and you know where I'm coming from. It's like, yeah, girl. We got this.
And that has happened over and over again. That survivors say, like, you don't get it, you don't know. And our staff says, actually, I do. And I can't know exactly what you're going through, but I got something similar that happened to me. And let me tell you about it. Yeah. Right? And so that really is such a powerful piece that so often is missing. That we take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. That sounds like something that makes you all very unique compared to other people. Yes. It's also very hard to go and get, if you are in a toxic situation and you are trying to get help, it is hard to get help if you feel like the people don't understand you. But if the people can relate, it does build that sense of community. It builds that safety net that I can go here and these people aren't looking at me as what I have been through, but they are looking at me as a person. And if they can do it, I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that I can make it to the other side. So I think that's important.
Absolutely. And one piece that we really focus on is gun violence.
Okay.
That's really central to our work.
That is big in the city too. So
yes, it is. That. And the folks that we're seeing, they're people that are at the high end of lethality, the most extreme of the assaults, right? And we're seeing the people that other agencies maybe don't feel equipped to see, or that the folks don't feel comfortable going to. Because if a person is a member of a gang and gets shot, where are they going to go, right?
That is true, yeah.
And those are the people that we want to come.
Okay. Well, May, tell me, how can the people come and see you then?
So they can call our 24-hour crisis line.
Okay.
And what they'll get a worker that will ask, what is your story?
Okay.
And so we provide support to folks that have experienced the victimization within the last few weeks.
Okay.
We work very closely with the hospitals, and the hospitals will call us, and we'll go meet folks at the hospital.
Okay.
But we also have a rape crisis line. Okay. And so if a person has experienced a sexual assault, that line's also 24 hours a day, and it's anonymous.
Okay.
So if folks just want to talk, or if they just have questions, they don't have to give their name.
Okay. They can just get the help that they need. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you all accept walk-ins? Like, can somebody just come to the trauma center, like, I need help. I'm in need.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go.
Unfortunately not, because the folks that we see are in these really highly dangerous spaces.
Okay.
Where folks might be looking for them.
Okay, yeah.
And so our location is confidential.
Okay.
And we try to maintain safety for our clients and our staff as much as we possibly can.
Okay. I think that is also very important. That makes it very exclusive.
Yes.
Because again, when you talk about the stigmas behind going to get help and trying to get yourself into a better situation, or if you don't have anywhere to turn and you find somewhere, you want that place to be your safe place.
Right.
And it's very hard when any and everybody can just show up and be there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Y'all better go see May. Go to the trauma center and get the help that you need if you need it. Can you tell me what should survivors expect to gain from receiving the services that you all provide?
Yeah. So what we know is that within the Black and Brown community, spirituality is so important. And spirituality doesn't have to be Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Those don't have to be synonymous. But what we know is within the community, that's how people find healing.
Yes, it is. Hope.
And so we have spiritual counseling in addition to the psychotherapy that folks can access. Just to use that as a path towards healing. We also, and folks don't have to do that either, right? Because that's also not for everybody. But most importantly, we're going to meet people where they are.
Okay.
What they want to see accomplished, right? And so we have case managers that meet with folks 2 to 3 times a week. We'll meet with people in the community. Our therapists will also meet with them in the community if need be. We have transportation.
Okay.
So that, and we don't take insurance.
I was going to ask.
Yes.
I was going to ask, is there a fee for your services?
No.
Do you all take insurance? No. Okay.
Because we want to eliminate as many barriers as we possibly can.
And that for sure is a barrier. Sometimes when you know you need help and it's like, I know where I can go, but I can't afford it. Or my insurance does not cover it.
Yeah.
So they can literally get in contact with you all and get the services and get the help and get that new community that they need at no cost to them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. And we're not bound. So when you typically go see a therapist, there's, they bill insurance. It's a 53-minute code. So typically a therapy session is going to be 53 minutes.
Oh, God.
And then after that, folks don't get paid more. So that's the reason that therapy is typically an hour.
Yeah.
But people need more sometimes.
Absolutely.
And if folks need 2 hours, and we give them 2 hours.
Okay.
You know?
I like that. So you guys truly are meeting people exactly where they are so you can build that relationship. Yeah. Is there a time limit on your services? Like, is it like a 6 months kind of thing or a 3-month thing?
So it's not necessarily a time limit, but we definitely want to help folks to move forward. Okay. Right? And so whatever that looks like for them, whether it's moving out of the community, whether it's moving in the community, whether, but finding that healing. Yeah. And when folks find healing, they don't have to stay for a year. Yeah.
That is true. Because healing can happen at different rates. It truly just depends on, it depends on the person.
Yeah, yeah. But if a person needs a year, we're going to be with them for a year.
Okay. So. Sure. You need the help. They're going to give it to you. I like that. Meeting people where they are. Showing the human in you relates to the human in them. Yeah. That's important. That makes you all, again, it makes you all very unique compared to other places where you can go and get help. And it sounds like you all do still connect them to other resources in the community if they need it.
Yeah, we work very closely with the Journey Center for Safety and Healing, with the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center, with other crime violence interrupter programs within the city. And so we have very good relationships with lots and lots of folks. So there can be cross referrals. Okay.
I like that. So if somebody is a case manager and they are working with someone, what does that kind of look like for somebody being set up? with that process?
So first we're going to do a needs assessment.
Okay.
What is it that you're needing? Now, sometimes Department of Children and Family Services might refer someone to us. And so what we know is that they have a case plan with DCFS. And so we need to support them in completing that case plan so that either they can get their children back or so that plan that case can be closed.
Okay.
So again, it is so varied.
Yeah.
It's not typical for folks to want to interact with the criminal justice system, but if they do, we support them in that as well. As far as court and the police goes, we provide education about what those different systems look like and what their rights are as crime victims.
Yeah.
Because in Ohio, crime victims actually got rights.
Okay.
And secondary victims. So if I am victimized, then my sister, she's a secondary victim because it also affects her, even though she wasn't the one that experienced the crime.
That makes sense.
And so we provide education as far as that goes.
Okay.
And we help them as far as job placement, not placement, but we support them, in job readiness and any kind of benefits. They need assistance applying for SNAP or HEAP or PIP or any of those other, those 8 million acronyms out there.
Yes. Okay. So it sounds like you all are not only helping people through their healing journey and their process to get from one side to the other side, but you are also helping them eliminate those barriers in between.
Right, because that's the best way to healing.
Yeah.
Well, we know is that Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that there's certain basic needs that folks need to have completed before they can reach self-actualization or their best self. Right?
Like it's hard for me to focus on trying to get a job or making it to my next therapy session if I'm worried about how I'm going to pay my light bill.
Absolutely.
Because my lights are getting cut off.
That's
or I can't pay my rent. Or my
Feed
kids
my
won't be in
babies.
daycare.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
That is
so
important.
it's all connected. All of it's interconnected.
Yes, it is. I like this. I may have to go. Do you all accept volunteers or anything? Like, how can people in the community get involved if they do want to be a part of the support system for others?
Yes. So we are very selective with our volunteers, again, because of the high lethality that so many of our folks are experiencing coming in. We want to make sure that everybody's safe, right?
Yes.
But folks could always call and we can have discussions.
Yeah.
There's always community events that can be supported, as well as monetary donations.
Okay.
Because we're grassroots, we don't always get the extra large dollars that are out there.
Okay.
Donations as far as diapers for our clients' kids.
Okay.
Or, towels for the house. Any of those kinds of things.
Do you all have like a in one of my previous jobs, we used to also help people in the community, help mitigate their barriers for whatever those barriers may be. And we used to have what do we call it? Like a success closet. So if people are trying to go to interviews or whatever the case, and they're like, I don't have anything nice to wear. I just have this.
Yeah.
Do you all have that, like things like that as well?
So we really focus because we want to help folks settle into their new homes after violence. So as far as like towels and cleaning supplies and
so more like home things.
Yeah, home goods, that kind of thing.
Okay. That makes sense. That's important. I just want to make sure we kind of answer all of those questions. So if anybody is looking for something, they know. What are you hoping that people walk away with? Not only from just watching this interview, but if people are interested in your services or they see this interview and they're like, okay, I know where I need to go. What do you hope they all walk away with?
Yeah. My hope is that the folks in the Black and Brown community know that there's somewhere they can go and they're not going to be judged. And the issues that are specific to them are going to be understood by folks that have been walking in similar shoes to them.
Okay. You got me. Okay, you have me. I'm ready to go put up posters for the trauma center because I think it is very important in the Black and Brown communities. There are so many different levels of violence and trauma. Sometimes people are going through different situations and they don't even realize that this was a traumatic event until they get around other people and they're like, are you okay?
Yes.
Did you really go through that? And you're saying it's fine? And they're like, yeah, it's okay. And they're like, hey, let's unpack this. Right. Let's really talk about this. And again, it is very hard to go and get help for these things. It is hard to seek out help for where you can go. Like you said, you guys don't work off of insurance. So that is a huge barrier eliminated for so many people who are looking for help. So I'm ready to spread the word about you all, because from my previous jobs, it is very hard to not only gain the trust of the people that you are working with so that they can open up to you, so that you can truly help them and get to the bottom of those problems. But it's hard to do that when there are other barriers in the way that, as somebody who is trying to service them, are fighting as well.
Yeah, yeah. Also, our services are confidential.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know that folks are like, oh, I don't want to go there because if folks in the community work there, they might tell about what's going on with me. But that's not how we work.
Okay.
It's confidential. It's not. We're not going to talk about you.
Okay. Yeah. When we stay in this room, stays in this room.
Yes.
We're going to get you the support that you need. We're going to figure out what tunnels we need to navigate to get you, again, to that other side of healing, to that next step in success, to the next level in your life.
Yes.
Well, May, thank you so much for coming to talk to me. Thank you so much for coming to spread the word about the amazing work that you all do at the Trauma Center and really getting to the grassroots, where you all started, really getting to the audience that this needs to be presented to.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You can come back anytime.
I might. Your energy is infectious.
Come on. Come on. Thank you all for tuning in and learning more about the Trauma Center and the services that they all provide. And we look forward to seeing you all soon.